Chapter 14. A Body in the Water. The smell of the Trinity River didn't just linger, it hit. Rot, chemical runoff, something older beneath it. Detective Frank Smith stood on the muddy bank, hands buried in his coat pockets, watching red and blue lights slice through the pre-dawn dark. The body was already out of the water, laid on a tarp, distorted, waterlogged. Unrecognizable to anyone who hadn't been told who it was, but the coroner had already confirmed it. DeShawn Linley, one gunshot wound, back of the head, close range, hands bound behind him. No struggle, no chance. Frank lit a cigarette. Drew slow. The smoke did nothing to cut the smell. Linley had been the crack, the weak point, the one man who might have talked. Frank had barely started pulling at that thread. Burner phones, offshore transfers, fragments tied to Knox's shell network. When the river gave him the answer, too late, the message wasn't subtle. Stay out, or end up the same. Behind him, the text sealed the body bag. The zipper closed with a long, final rasp. Frank didn't move. This wasn't just murder. It was confidence. The kind that comes from knowing nothing will happen. No arrests, no consequences. No accountability. Just another body, another warning. He thought about Camila Morales, her work erased, her voice cut out mid-sentence. He thought about Reed Barrett, a man who had stepped outside the system entirely. And then Jeremiah Knox. Photos from yesterday. Sunlight, champagne, a yacht off Ibiza, laughing, untouched. Frank had been a cop too long to believe in clean endings. He'd seen good men bend, seen others break. Some took the money, some looked away, some didn't make it home. Fear used to guide those decisions. Not anymore. Now it had hardened, turned into something else. Refusal. He didn't go back to the precinct. Instead, he drove. An all-night diner on the edge of the city. Sticky floors, burnt coffee, no questions. He took a back booth, pulled out his tablet, routed the connection through layers he didn't normally use, then deeper, until he found it, a ghost. Camila's article, The Invisible Hand, following Room 17's money trail. He printed it. The machine wheezed like it might die mid-job, but it finished. Frank held the pages, still warm. Under flickering lights, he read. Not like a detective, like a man being shown the truth. Money moved in circles, shell companies feeding shell companies, everything leading back to one name, Knox. Not on the surface, never that obvious, but buried deep enough. It was there. When Frank finished reading, the diner had emptied out. The coffee in front of him had gone cold. He folded the pages, carefully, slid them into his jacket, close to his chest. Something real, something they couldn't delete. He pulled out a burner phone, dialed from memory. The line picked up on the second ring. Yeah, it's Smith. A pause. Then, what do you want? I need a meet. Off the books. Silence. Then, what about? Frank didn't hesitate. Cerberus Security. Another pause, and their primary client. This time, the silence stretched. Then, where? Turtle Creek Park. Frank's voice didn't change. Midnight. The line went dead. Across the city, Luis Santiago sat in a dim living room. A bowl of soup rested untouched beside him, cold. The call replayed in his head. He already knew. Things were shifting, and not in a way you walk back from. He stood, moved to the bedroom, reached beneath the pillow, pulled out his revolver. Not panic, routine. He checked it, slow, deliberate. The weight of it settled into his hand like something familiar. Not comfort, reality. Years in his world had taught him one rule. When the pattern changes, it's already too late to prepare. He secured it, slipped it into place, listened. The apartment was quiet, too quiet. Louise exhaled. Slow, controlled. The storm wasn't coming. It was already here.